Find a comfortable position with the legs. So maybe that's easy pose with the heels close together, or maybe you'd prefer just to have the legs crossed. Whatever works best. Line the shoulders up right over the hips and sit nice and tall with the palms facing down on the thighs. We'll spend a few breaths here just centering and becoming present on our mats. Letting go of anything else that's on your mind. There's nothing else to do but be here now. Let's transition carefully over to all fours, moving our pillow out of the way. We're going to try a circular cat-cow here. So we've done this in our main Yoga Burn program. Just start to push the ribs over to one side and then the other, and then drop the rib cage down towards the mat, rounding the spine. And taking a couple little circles with the rib cage again, playing around, and then arching the back and opening the chest. From there, we're going to send the hips back towards the heels and set up for a child's pose with a nice upper body variation. Thread the right arm directly underneath your chest with the right palm up towards the sky. You can always put the pillow underneath the right cheek if you need a little bit of support on the neck. For now, the left arm is completely relaxed, the elbow is soft, and we're just working to stay square through the shoulders. So keep letting that left shoulder drop down in line with the right one. Find the breath again if we lost it through the transition. If you're quite comfortable, you may be able to put a little more energy down through that left arm. So reach a little stronger through the left fingertips. Maybe you're inching them a little further forward and to the middle of the mat. From there, slide the left hand back, press the palm into the floor, and just take a little gentle twist, just to give a little break to the upper back, and then let the left arm relax all the way down by our left side. So now we're really working to have the upper back nice and level. So that left shoulder is down, heavy, in line with the right one. The top of our hands are resting on the mat, so the palms are showing right up towards the sky. Let's carefully bring our left hand back onto the mat and press ourselves up, taking any movement you need before preparing for our other side. So thread the left arm underneath this time. Our hand is in line with our left shoulder. And then the right arm just lengthens up towards the top of our mat. Breathe, and for now that right arm is heavy and relaxed. And we're just working to really lay on the outer edge of that left arm. Still keeping a good amount of space between our left earlobe and the shoulder. As time passes, you may be able to work those right fingertips a little bit closer to the front edge of your mat and really press through the palm. Let's bend the right elbow and slide the hand back. Take our little twist for a breather. And then reset, right shoulder nice and heavy down in line with the left one. And our right arm is at our side beside our hip, palm facing up. See if we can allow the forehead to rest on the mat or pillow if you're using it. Let's take our last full breath right here. Bring the right palm to the mat and carefully press yourself all the way up. From there, just press the hips back. Let's give the wrists a little bit of a rest and just have the tops of the hands resting on the mat. You can squeeze the fists and open the fingers a couple times. Wonderful. Then let the arms relax completely. Palms still turned up to the sky, and do take the hands at least shoulder width distance apart, maybe as wide apart as your mat. Breathe here and let the pelvis get heavy towards the heels. Slowly rise up, palms on the floor. Let's shift the pillow over to one side and we're going to set up for dolphin. So come down to the forearms. Make sure that you could reach opposite elbows and then bring your palms to press. Curl the toes under and lift the hips up nice and high. You can pedal out the feet a little bit or lift one foot up and roll the ankle around and do the same for the other one. And then work to tilt your tailbone, your sits bones, all the way up to the sky. And press your chest towards the thighs. This is a really nice, intense stretch for the upper body and shoulder flexibility. But it's also wonderful if you have any tension in the calves. So do try and let the heels be nice and heavy and sink down to the mat. But that is not the important thing here. It's okay if they're up off the mat. Carefully lower down and shift over to seated. Press the hips to about the middle of the mat. Now let's set up for a twist. So we're going to bring both legs over to the left side of our mat. See if the right knee can lift up a little bit higher than the left one. Our left hand is helping to guide the top leg even more across the body, and the right arm is reaching out nice and long. Make sure that hand is just there for a guide. We're not forcing or pushing past any level of flexibility, just getting that gentle twist to neutralize the spine. From there, let's transition over to the other side. So bring both legs over to the right. Now it's the left knee we want to bring up a little bit higher, and the right hand works to draw the leg even more across the body. Reach out through the left arm and maybe looking left to help maintain that connection of our left shoulder blade and the mat. Take one more full breath right here, way down into the belly. And slowly come back to center. Bring the feet onto the mat and bring the pillow right underneath the backs of the knees. Let's set up for Shavasana. So just bend the elbows and give the wrists one more little roll around. And then relax the arms down by our sides. Close down the eyes. And now as you breathe, feel as though the breath is like a wave rolling up from the tips of the toes all the way up to the top of the head. And then that wave rolling back out from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of our toes.